Hi guys, today I'm here to talk about what happens during a marriage interview when you file for a green card based on your marriage to, let's say, a U.S. citizen. This is a very common question and a very common occurrence. In New York, for example, what happens is you show up at an interview, there will be an immigration officer there. It obviously makes sense to go there with an attorney so you're not mistreated in any way. You show up for the interview. They'll place you under oath, make you swear that everything you say at that interview will be the truth and nothing but the truth. And at that point, they'll usually ask for some documents, your passport, for example, evidence that your spouse is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, if that's what you're filing based on. And at that point, they'll ask some of the most common questions. Common questions are, where did you meet? How did you meet? Where did you go on your first date? And things of that nature. They want to sort of get a sense of who you are and how comfortable you are with one another. At that point, they'll more or less make a determination if they are convinced as to whether you have a bona fide marriage or not. If they are not convinced, in New York City, they do not deny your marriage case on the first interview. What they will do is schedule a second interview with another officer, which is commonly referred to as a Stokes interview. At that point, the couple is separated and they are asked a litany of questions, probably about 50 to 100 questions. And I can assure you, if you do not properly prepare for this interview and you do not have some guidance by an experienced attorney, you probably will not get through this interview. It is not an easy interview by any means. If you are even married for 10 years, and you don't properly prepare for this interview, the chances are you may not pass this interview. It's always good, obviously, to have an attorney there because the attorney will be able to jot down notes when they call in the other person to compare the answers. And if there is a difference in the answers, the applicants will be given an opportunity to explain any discrepancy in those answers. And as such, if you don't have that third person there, to take down the notes and to compare the answers, you probably will not know if the answers were different at all. If it turns out that you do convince the immigration officer, at that point they will approve your I-130, which is basically your family petition, your marriage petition. If it's not approved, they will issue a decision, and the decision will basically summarize why they're denying the case. So for example, the question could have been, when was the last time you were intimate together? And this may or may not be an inappropriate question depending on the cultural issues involved. But if it is a question that's asked and you do answer it, and one person says last night and the other person says about a month ago, that's an issue. So you will be given an opportunity to try to explain why the two of you gave two different answers to the same question. These things will all be listed in the decision, and at that point you will have an opportunity to appeal that decision and to convince a higher tribunal that the decision was in error, at which point that tribunal will make a decision, and that decision will be binding on you. You will obviously have some additional grounds to follow the paperwork, but that essentially summarizes the entire process of a marriage interview. I would love to speak to you guys. If you guys have any questions about these, please give us a call at the Gursoy Law Firm. Our phone number is 1-800-928-8528. Obviously, the consultation is always free. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you guys soon.